We are going to snap on into Scene Stealers. We have been pretty much unanimous this whole entire season so far. Forgive me. The whole entire season, we have been pretty much unanimous. I'm interested to see if we are going to wrap the season up with our last movie being a unanimous vote for the Scene Stealer.
Okay.
But before we get into that, bring up the board. Episode 1. Vanilla Sky.
Cameron Diaz, CD, I see you.
And then Tropic Thunder.
Robert Downey Jr., a.k.a. the new council culture. You guys. Lincoln Osiris, a guy playing a guy that I respect.
Django Unchained.
You got that right. Unlike Billy Ray. Django, I'ma kill you! We went with the Sir, the gentleman, the legend, the icon, Sir. If I had a Mount Rushmore of actors that people don't know, Christoph Waltz.
Coming to America.
GOAT.
And Lean on Me.
The timeless, ageless, the original flux capacitor, Morgan Freeman.
Doctor Strange.
Life extension is all I'm about. So come holler at me, Tilda Swinton.
I'm saying she was in a sex scene in the beach, and it's the only sex scene that didn't arouse me. Even Brokeback Mountain did more for me than Tilda Swinton in the beach.
You do realize I've never seen that, correct?
Brokeback Mountain?
Correct.
Or the beach?
Both.
Oh, watch the beach, and then watch Brokeback Mountain. See which one turns you on
I'll
more.
go to the beach and make sure Brokeback Mountain doesn't happen.
Death to Smoochie.
Death to Smoochie was, how could we not give it to the icon? I'll just call him Neno, Mr. Robin Williams.
And then No Country for Old Men.
Javier Bardem.
Yes, and here we are, the final episode, final film of this season.
You're going to keep up there and think we're never coming back, brother.
I have an honorable mention.
I have one as well.
I have my Scene Stealer.
I do have an honorable mention. We both have honorable mentions.
You go first.
Honorable mention for me is going to go to Mr. Corey Feldman. Honorable mention to him because of the fact that, again, you don't say 80s without Corey Feldman. I mean, it's a lot of things that here are there, but here's the thing about it. Like, to me, when people don't have fame and they have to reach for it, then that's when I start questioning things. But when people already have it and they're on their way, because you know the curse. There's child actors that get typecast, and there's child actors that originally make it. I mean, it's almost like if you want to be the epicenter in Hollywood, at least up until this point, it comes with a cost. But for me, Corey Feldman, for what he's done before in the 80s, and the fact that I still know his name now means something to me because of the fact that I don't know everything to be true about Corey Feldman. What I will say this: I've never seen a Michael Richards episode from Corey Feldman, and that's good enough for me. There you go.
So far, we're unanimous because my honorable mention also goes to Corey Feldman.
Wow.
For being.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's right there. Such a little. He grew into a big. But even with that said, like I would not want to endure him in reality. But he is so entertaining to watch with the safety of the television screen between us and my ability to mute him or turn him off at my leisure. He's such a talented. I haven't seen.
What's
him
the last
anything.
movie? What's the last movie you remember? I was just gonna ask. Funny you said it. What's the last movie you remember? It had to be 90s. There's nothing in the 2000s I can think of.
He played in a few like real shitty productions that were like independently produced, but I'm just talking about the child actor Corey Feldman. He was like Macaulay Culkin level, kind of like a prodigy. Like he was. It's like
both of them were though. Him more so than Corey Helm, but both of them were.
Yeah. But I mean, watching him specifically in the Goonies, I was so impressed by his timing. Like that's something you can't teach. Like you could have a kid memorize lines, but you cannot teach a kid to do like those beats and the pacing.
Put it this way: he's the only other person that I would hate. There's no other person on this earth or any other planet other than him that if they would ever to have. If I didn't see Matthew Broderick in Ferris Bueller, Corey Helm could have played it, and I wouldn't have missed a beat. I think that to be true. Corey Feldman, I think that to be true.
I think it would. Yeah. It would have been. Yeah.
His name's Mouth.
Yeah. It's like I have here. He came pre-programmed
Okay.
with the internal timing for killer beats that trained actors practice their entire careers.
I mean, who told him to put
perfect.
that comb? He combed his hair like 4 times. He kept looking at himself throughout it. Now let me ask you this. Oh, not even ask you. So with that, how many honorable mentions you have?
That's my only honorable mention.
Okay. So I'm gonna say I'm not gonna look at your notebook, but I want to see, because we've been unanimous for 90% of the season. So I don't know if this is gonna be true here. I'm gonna say the name, and if you say it's yes or no, whether we're on the same page, and then I'll tell you why. Jeff Cohen.
Jeff Cohen. That is a unanimous season.
Listen, man.
Jeez.
Listen, brother. Hey.
We didn't have one agreement on season 1.
Well, we went our separate ways after Killmonger and Wakanda.
Apparently, our last scene stealer of this season is someone who doesn't even act anymore.
But he does protect actors.
Although he's a lawyer, so he's probably doing his best performance ever.
Those people do those best performances. Listen, for me, here's the thing. I'll be honest with you. If someone would have asked me without rewatching this, I wouldn't have said his name.
Same.
As a child, I didn't even appreciate what it would have been.
Based off memory.
Correct. It would be Court.
And I think the reason why he wouldn't have been our scene stealer had we not gone back and watched it as adults is because when we were watching it as kids, we like succumbed to the peer pressure. The movie set him up as like when you're a kid watching it, it's like, oh, he's the loser of the group.
Even if you're a loser, you still think he's a loser.
But going back and watching it now, it's
no, he's us. He watched film. He watched TV. He was at the. I mean,
And out of all the kids, he had the ability to make. I laughed the most at him, and at the same time, it seemed like he was trying the least to get me to laugh. Like it was just effortless. Like just. His voice alone was so funny to me when he screams or when he's like just the way his voice sounds when he's talking. He puts so much emotion behind everything he's saying.
The performance he put out is again, it rivals. Most people won't agree with me, but if you don't, it rivals Macaulay Culkin. It rivals in Ferris Bueller. It rivals so many teen movies that we've seen. But he is a top 5.
I feel like there's just like he's a great actor for sure, but he is natural. Like he's it's coming the most natural to him, where you don't feel like you're watching a kid act. You feel like you're watching cameras capture just him being himself. So I said earlier I was going to elaborate more on that part where he comes running out, starts spilling everything to who is revealed to be the Fratelli brother in the car.
Mm-hmm.
I can describe all 3 of them.
This just speaks to Jeff Cohen, even as a child, his natural instinct when it comes to being a great performer. That Hebrew prayer that he starts saying when he realizes that it's Fratelli's, that was improvised by him, a child. He came up with that on the moment, started reciting that, and then of course Robert Davey comes back with the opera singing in response to that.
Dude,
that is one of the funniest moments of the whole movie to me, and I mean, I'm going to have to double check this, but as far as what I've researched so far, you won't find that moment in the script because it was improvised by the actors.
Even the line when he says, when he walks off from Sloth the first time, the Fratelli brother, and he says, you're just like my mom, you're just like mom and my brother. You won't let me finish. Dude, the lines in this were, like I said, it can't be escaped or whatnot. But yeah, again,
I don't know, like,
I cannot believe we agree. Like, somebody gonna think we're making this shit up.
Yeah, no, we specifically do not talk about these things before the episode because it would just come off as inauthentic or us trying to recycle moments that we've already experienced on the phone. We don't discuss our notes before the cameras start rolling so we can capture everything in real time. So legitimately, man, we doubled down on the last movie. The honorable mention and the scene stealer was the same.
Well, God, hey, listen, no one thought this would happen. We didn't discuss it, but hey, Mr. Cohen, welcome to the board.
It's the most amazing thing I ever saw.
Truffle Shuffle! Eat your heart out, kids.
All right.
Hey, we got it out the way.
Why don't you subscribe? It'll last longer.